All right, so as we are going to start, I'm going to mute every other person on the call, and then only our speaker will have the microphone to speak. And when it is time for questions, you can request for the microphone, and then we will allow you to ask questions. All right, we are just a minute to go. Minutes. So I want you guys to really get to pay attention because part of the instructions to be part of the winners is you are going to tweet about what you have learned in this AMA today. You are going to tweet it on Twitter and tag Atocha Protocol on your tweet. So it's 6:07 p.m. West African time. So thank you guys for joining the call. Our guest today is going to be Kim, the co-founder and CMO of Atocha Protocol. So we will hand over the mic to him to introduce himself and get to talk about Atocha Protocol. So we all should pay attention. So thank you guys. And so over to you now.
Right, thank you, Clinton. Good evening, everyone. So thanks a lot for inviting me for presenting Atocha Protocol to you guys. So I'm not really sure whether any one of you ever heard of Atocha Protocol, because basically we are an app chain on Octopus network. So you can actually see on the title. So we are an app chain project hosted on Octopus network, and we kickstarted our mainnet in this May. So since then we have been operating our mainnet ever since, and now it's our sort of like the 5th month running. So it has been quite a while, and we have accumulated quite a few very creative and also very competitive users who use our protocol to create puzzles, to solve the puzzles, and also to sponsor puzzles, which is sort of like a advertising tools for them. So today I think I will just do a brief introduction about what is Atocha Protocol, why we are doing that, and what you can expect in this coming months of development, that we were going to roll out new features that I think is very interesting, and also I'm personally thrilled to see how this tools can help the community to create and also to earn as well. So let us get into it. Okay. So before I kickstart the sharing, just want to remind you guys about the rewards that we are offering. So what you can do is follow our Twitter account, and then once you are listened and also pick up some few gems through the AMA, you can actually share a tweet about what you like most about Atocha Protocol, and then use the hashtag join Atocha and also Aurora Ato, and tag Atocha Protocol. So once you're done with that, just DM us your Twitter URL, and then we will check through the submission. So the deadline is actually on the 29th of October, 0000 UTC time. So once the deadline is up, and we will actually pick 5 lucky winners from the submissions. So hopefully we will see you guys submitting interesting gems that what you learned about the tropical or something that you like most about us. So this is just a reminder. Okay, so let's get into it. So since our project has been kickstarted on May, and actually we started the ideation and also the building of the whole project since last year, September. So it has been a year plus kind of process for us. So we have been building the whole ecosystem around Atocha Protocol, which is a puzzle game based protocol. So what we do is actually the protocol can enable you to create a puzzle, to solve puzzle, and also to sponsor a puzzle. So it's quite simple, which is the three main function. And then so for anyone who are interested to play puzzles, you can actually visit our website, which is our web app essentially. I will be introducing it later in the next slide. So there you can actually see different active puzzles, which is unsolved. You can actually try to solve it and also to win the prize that is locked within the puzzle. So the mechanism is quite simple. And what we want to do with this functions that we see that there are different contents available on Web3 and even Web2. So our intention is that we want to onboard all these projects, like these logos that you actually see. There are 30 projects that we work together during the NearCon, which happened last month. So we actually work with these 30 projects, and then we feature their project in the form of a puzzle game. So each of the project will have their own puzzle, and the participants actually went on to the website that we provide, try to solve the puzzle, and then they are eligible to win certain prizes. So that's essentially the mechanism that we are offering for different projects that are building. So we don't want to limit ourselves within the Web3 circle, and we are trying to expand even further. So this is just the version 1.0 where we are working together with Web3 projects. So the next thing that we want to do is that we want to onboard Web2 projects, conventional business or doing online business that's essentially interested with what we are doing, and they are interested to gamify their content and try to engage with their existing community, and also to explore further into Web3 community that maybe potentially become their audience as well. So this is what we are offering to all these projects or potential clients, which I will refer to. So this is what we are essentially building. So an ecosystem revolves around puzzle. So this is the mechanism that we create. So there are three main things that we want to emphasize. The first one is play to earn. The second one is create to earn, and also the third one is learn to earn. So the first one that I want to mention about, which is create to earn, where we are really focusing on, because without creators, so where you can see creators is in the middle. So we need creators to create different puzzles that features different contents and themes, so that all the solvers, which literally means the players, can actually engage with the puzzle, and then they can play to eventually earn the rewards if they get to solve the puzzle. So solvers can consist of puzzles enthusiasts, which obviously our community is mainly all about. And then there may be brand enthusiasts, so meaning to say we can onboard different strong IPs Like for example, we have like say we have Pokemon, we have like say Marvel superheroes kind of like IPs where they are hardcore fans and they are fans that really like about the world or the IPs that they are following. So they can actually organize a puzzle game on Atocha Protocol, create puzzle games with our mechanism, and then engage with their own community with the tool we have. So this is what we want to create, just like different small circles of interest that they can create their own personal preference interest into puzzle games and then get to engage with their own community. So that's what we want to aim for, just brand enthusiasts, and then students, learners, metaverse citizens, tourists, travelers, and also corporate training. So there are more and more functions that we want to launch, but we will like try to develop in phases because we think that it's best for us to focus function by function before we like going to full-fledged into like full functions. So for now, we are basically focusing on the puzzle enthusiasts and also the brand enthusiasts, these both categories. And then as for learn to earn, we have not yet go into that, but this is what we want to achieve is where as we mature into create to earn and also play to earn. So when the content is self-sustainable, meaning to say there are a lot of creators consistently creating content, which is puzzles on our protocol. So there's unlimited kind of like puzzles available for the players. So once we have that cycle created, so we want to create another branch, which is learn to earn. So with that, we want to empower the creators to become like the trainers, train people, like to train the users who are interested to become creators as well. So they can actually become creators and to utilize the create to earn mechanism to earn with their creativity. So this is like a cycle that we want to create, which is very positive and also empowering for all those creative minds. So essentially, that's what the mechanism is about, which essentially revolves around puzzle game. So I hope this is quite clear for you guys. So if you have any questions at all, please ask after the sharing session. All right, so now I'm introducing our web app, which is essentially a front end of our protocol. So you can go to play.atocha.io. So in order to interact with this web app, you need to have a Polkadot.js wallet. So at the footer of this web app, you can actually see guidelines on how to actually like install the wallet and also do how to essentially create puzzles and also to solve the puzzles. So there's tons of guidelines available for you. So but feel free to DM me if you face any issues using that. And yeah, so for in order to start, basically you need Atto coins as well, which is our native tokens. So talking about native tokens, so we are natively launched on Near, and we actually have bridge. We actually bridge our tokens over to Aurora as well. So that's why we are exposed to Aurora ecosystem as well. And then so thanks a lot for Aurora Africa to feature us in this AMA. So yeah, and we are actually you can actually trade our tokens on Neopet DEX as well. So it's quite accessible per se. So if you guys have anything about the web app, so please ask as well after this AMA. Okay, so let's talk about future. So now we are at the end of the year 2022. So since the whole year we have been building the community and and also the basic functions of our protocol. So basically this year we have achieved quite a lot. So we have gone through the ICO, we have gone through the mainnet launch, and we have gone through several campaigns, which is essentially like a treasure hunt and puzzle game campaigns that we do with different projects. So from this experience, basically we learned a lot. And with this experience and also lessons, we are putting it together to focus in building a more beneficial and also useful tools for our users. So now we are focusing on these 4 functions, which is multiple stage puzzle creation mechanism. So with this mechanism, I think you can understand it that way, where the puzzles can be like in the form of multiple sets. So let's say you have 3 puzzles forming a chain together. So basically you need to solve puzzle 1, 2, and 3 in order to for you to like unlock the prizes. Because for now, our mechanism have the limitation where there's only 1 puzzle per reward. So it is like limited in terms of like engagement, because as long as you solve a single puzzle, then the reward is gone, because it will be claimed by the winner. So in order to have a longer duration for the puzzle to stay active, we can have this multiple stage puzzle, which is more complicated but still solvable. So that will create a longer term for the puzzle to stay active and to be exposed to more players. So this is what we are offering for the sponsors, essentially. And the next one is ticketing creation mechanism. So you can understand that as like an NFT mechanism where you can create tickets. So anyone, any creators who want to create a puzzle game, they can create a puzzle game, and then they can set the limitation where only the ticket buyers can actually buy the tickets, either through, let's say, Paras or through OpenSea. So once they have the tickets, then only they can like access to the puzzle game and start playing. So it's like an entrance fee to pay and to access their creative puzzle game. So this is kind of like a revenue stream for the creators, which we are very excited to launch, hopefully by this end of this year, because we are testing it internally right now. And then the next one, which is the hidden message mechanism. So this one will come together with the ticketing as well, because the ticket will actually able to hide certain messages, which become part of like a clue piece for the players to solve the puzzles. So it becomes like a package, like a combo kind of thing, where you purchase the NFT. So if you are familiar with the ERC20 NFT on OpenSea, they have this hidden message function where you can hide certain text messages on the NFT. So anyone who purchase and hold the NFT can read about that message. So others cannot. They will only can view that NFT in terms of like the image and also the metadata, but not the hidden message. So this is the mechanism that we want to launch as well. And the last one is Google Street View mechanism. So this one is actually available already on our play.atocha.io web app. There are certain puzzles that we experiment on, which use Google Street View as part of the experience that we want to create with the treasure hunt puzzle. So eventually we want to combine the real world together with the puzzle, virtual puzzle that we create. So it becomes like a real world plus virtual world hybrid kind of treasure hunt that we can do on our protocol as well. So this really needs a certain management in terms of like real world connection and also the virtual synchronization. So this we will be announcing soon when it is ready, which is like essentially the puzzle is ready on the Google map, and it is launched on our website as well. So please stay tuned if you guys are really interested in this kind of like puzzle. So the next one, so the next focus that we are having is these 5 items. So you can actually find newsletters which we highlight on what we achieved on the particular month, and also what to expect next. So this is from the Octopus newsletter that we have. So we have 5 items to focus on this final quarter. So which is the first one, planning for the treasure hunt version 2.0. So this one we have confirmed to be launching on the second week of December. So it is something that is related to what I mentioned before, the previous slide, which is the form mechanism. So stay tuned on the announcement. And the second one is close collaboration with one creator for game creation and also one non-crypto brand for game creation. So hopefully we can engage with active creator and also a brand where we can incorporate into this version 2.0 treasure hunt. And the fourth point is revamping our website and game interface. This one we are actually looking for UI UX designers who are interested to partner with us to help us like upgrade the whole website, the whole view of it. Because for now, it is quite basic, I would say, and we have limited resources in terms like designing talent to actually try to design the whole website to be more user friendly per se. So we are also looking into that to improve the whole experience for our community. So yeah, this is what we are focusing on. And the last one, which is the development for the mentioned features. So of course, the form mechanism that I mentioned before requires like test and error, and then we need to try to link it up from the front end to the back end, which essentially quite complicated, and it requires some time to test it out. So yeah, this is something that's on our plate, and we are currently working on it. So if you guys have any questions at all, please feel free to ask. All right. So that's for my sharing for Atocha Protocol. So hopefully you guys get something from my sharing. And so now I think I can open up the floor to all the audience, and I can try to answer a few questions before we end the whole session. All right, so let's get the questions in.
Okay, guys. If you have a question, just raise a hand, and we are going to unmute your mic so you can ask your question. Blessed.
Yeah, good evening to everyone.
Good evening.
Yeah, I want to ask if there is any way you plan to attract the interest of big investors into this. And okay, yeah, let me just say that's my only question for now.
Okay. So to rephrase your question, which is how do Atocha Protocol intend to attract big investors, essentially?
Yeah, that's my question.
Okay, sure. So what we want to do is that in terms of like utility, we want to try to launch it and also to do some case that can prove the whole economy and also the function, which is sort of like a product development. So once the product proven to have a market fit, essentially meaning that people are using it and people are spending money to like sponsor the puzzle to form like an advertisement model for the brands. So with that, we will want to gather a few case studies before we go for the next like investor fundraising. But for now, we have already raised a amount of fund, which is like pre-ICO. So that is done during early this year, and we have already closed the round. And then we have the IEO on Skyward Finance and also on Nearpad. So that's essentially the journey that we have been through. So for now, what we are focusing is to build the product and to make it have a market fit. Then we will go into the next round where we fundraise for to expand the market further. So this is what we are planning. So essentially, I think it will be like a 6 months to a year kind of like progress where we are aiming to like complete it and to go into the next phase. So thank you for your question.
Thank you very much.
No problem.
So can I ask my question?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I really appreciate everything you said about your project, Atocha. So you mentioned about earning mechanism, and you also talk about the WAPA and also some other aspect of the platform. So how do you plan to, create balance between all these products or aspect of the platform and also focus on increasing the value of your token?
All right. I think that's a very good question. Where it talks about the whole tokenomics of our token essentially. So I think you guys are quite familiar with Web3 and all the tokenization concept, where we try to trap all the values of the protocol, even for any projects as well. So as long as there's more utility to be like wait on the native tokens of the project, then the more valuable the token will be. So that's essentially what is proven in in other projects as well. So what we are focusing right now is to create the demand for our token. So how we can create the demand. So for now, what we are focusing is the content for puzzle creation. So that's why we are trying to onboard brands, onboard creators, which is the two main pillars for the value. So they are the value to capture essentially the value. So once we have the contents, then we will require the users to purchase altcoins to actually to interact with the protocol, and also the sponsors if they are interested to like sponsors the puzzles, essentially to put up more rewards to be given away for the participants. So they will need to purchase our tokens as well to be given away. So that will create like a more demand in terms of like for the creation part, for the participating part, and also the sponsoring part. That will drive up the demand for our token. So that will mean that subsequently mean that it will push up the value for our token as well. So yeah, that's what we are focusing. That's why we are like developing different mechanisms that can help the creators or the sponsors to better create the experience, the play experience, the game experience for the users. So the better the game is, the more stickiness that we have for the users, then eventually the tokens that we have will become higher in demand because of people want to use our protocol. So that's essentially the like formula for us. Right, so hopefully that can answer your question. Thanks, Tony, for your question. So I see Daniel Benson have been typing out the question, so maybe I can try to answer answer that here. So the question is, I read a little of your white paper and I saw an interesting new phrase, create to earn. Could you please elaborate on what create to earn means? All right. So if you get to visit the web app, so which is the play.atocha.io, so you need to set up your Polkadot.js wallet. So once you set that up, basically you can become a creator on our web app. So you can start creating puzzles, which is essentially questions like quiz that the players can try to solve. So if your puzzle are challenging enough and it can last longer, like for example, like lasting for 24 hours, so it will generate Atocha points, which is like a point system that we have internally. So that point is redeemable into Auto coins. So Auto coins, which is our native coin, which you can actually trade it into like Near to Aurora to any stable coins which is available on the DEX. So that is literally how create to earn is formed for our mechanism. So you can actually try it out and experience yourself. And if you face any issue at all, just post your questions on our Telegram or our Discord, and the team will actually assist you in terms of like how you can proceed to the next step. All right. I see Diana have a question based on what you have shared so far. Can you please share more light on learn to earn? So, okay, sure. For this, I think I mentioned before that learn to earn is not yet ready because of in order for that to be activated, we need to have the create to earn and also play to earn to be mature enough and self-sustainable. So that will be like a later stage of mechanism that will be running. Okay, so the next question from Hey is how does this learn to earn of a thing tends to stay in the market, and in what area are they creating awareness, and what are their social handle where we can get information from? Okay, so I think you guys are quite interested with learn to earn, but I can actually answer in a basic concept. So meaning to say, there's a grant available for any participants who are trying to learn in terms of like how to create puzzles, how to become like a creative team for the puzzle game creation. And then you learned from the pioneers, from the existing creators that are actively creating on our protocol. So once you get to learn all the courses, then you will actually earn certain other coins, which becomes your sort of like a kickstart fund for you to kickstart your own puzzle game, and where you can actually spend some of the allocated other coins for you to be like a prize fund for your puzzle game. So there's like a learn to earn mechanism that we create, but for now it's not ready yet, as I mentioned before. And then the next the second question that you mentioned is what kind of social handle that we have that you can get information from. So the main one is of course our website, which is atocha.io. So you can actually search all the information there, and you can actually join our Telegram. I think I will share our Telegram handle in this group as well later. And then all of these social handle is available on our website as well, which is on the footer of the website. You can actually join all the social handle so that you can get the first-hand information whenever we launch something new. All right. So hopefully I see you there. Hey. And then I think the last question from Captain. So does your project support staking program? If yes, how is your stake system work? What is the requirement for user if they want to stake in your platform? All right. So for staking program, we have yet to be ready, which is essentially like a single token staking. This is not ready yet. But if you want to stake, you can actually stake in terms of like providing liquidity on DEX. So we have two pools on the Nearpad DEX and also on Refinance. So you guys can actually participate either on these two pools, which in return you can earn other coins as a reward. So hopefully I answered the question of staking program for now. So once we have the single token, which is the Other Coins staking program, then we will announce it officially on our Medium and also all of our social media as well. So you guys can stay tuned. All right. So I think answered all the questions so far. So maybe let me just highlight the reward again, which is 80,000 other coins to be available for 5 lucky winners. So you guys can follow our Twitter accounts, which is Atocha Protocol, and then tweet about what you like most of Atocha Protocol. So essentially, you can highlight what you actually learned from this AMA or something that you want to suggest that we can do better, or some idea, or maybe some puzzle game ideas that you think is workable for us, that you hope we can actually launch that puzzle game for you to play. So you can actually share that tweet and remember to use the hashtag and also tag us and DM the tweet URL through the Twitter account. So we will gather all the tweets and go through it and pick 5 lucky winners. So the deadline will be on the 29th October, 0000 UTC. And we'll need some time to go through the submissions. And I think within like 24 to 48 hours, we will announce the winners and also distribute the prize to you guys. So hopefully that's clear for everyone. And I hope to see the submissions on Twitter. All right, so maybe last question, if there's any, before we end the session. Okay, so maybe we can get the last question by Captain. So regulations are very important. Many projects are closed in many countries due to improper use of regulations and permits. How does your team address these issues? Okay, that's a very relevant question for all the, I would say, all the projects, essentially for to be in compliance for regulations. So for us, our team is also incorporate a company as well to be sort of like regulated in terms of like raising funds from investors. So this is between investors and us. So that's the finance part. And as for any like business doing, we will try we essentially try not to do something like fundraising from the public. So only for those who are competent, who are proven to be like VCs, who are like experienced about investing. So only that we will approach them for like investment. So other than that, we don't try to fundraise from like public. So that will sort of like prevent us from being under the scrutiny of regulations especially on the finance part. And as for any like business doings, I think we are quite safe in terms of like any business ongoing, because of we are actually like a software product which anyone can use on through the web. And we don't do like um, fundraising or um, taking your deposits and promise you something that we may not be able to deliver. So essentially, this is something that we try not to touch and not to do. And so so I think we are quite well protected in terms of like regulations. And to top it up, we also have the help from our own in-house lawyer as well. So we have the help of the legal team from Octopus Network, because we are part of their app chain project. So they also provide us with legal advice, and also they're sharing their legal resources with us. So we do have like lawyers that we can consult with if we face any sort of like regulations, obstacles, or legal issues that may harm the whole project or may get us into trouble. So we will always consult the legal team first before we do anything that is we think that is sensitive. So yeah, so I think that answers your question. All right, thanks, Captain, for your questions.
Thank you so much, Kim, for the AMA, like so much explanation and all that.
No problem, Clinton.
Just to ask for the community, will the rewards be distributed to the Polkadot wallet or to Near wallet?
I would say it will be distributed through the Near wallet. So
Okay.
so once the winners is announced, then the winners can actually DM us their Near wallet, and we will drop the other coins to their respective wallet. And
Okay.
if they want to cross to over to Polkadot wallet, they can do that through Octopus Bridge, which we also have the guides, the step-by-step guides for them to do so.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yep, no
So
problem.
please, everyone in the community, I will reiterate this again so we understand.
Okay, sure.
To be part of the lucky winners for the Atocha tokens, you have to follow all the procedures that are on this call. It's displayed on the screen now. 5 lucky winners will be selected from it. And then for our monthly rewards for AMA attendees, for those that already know, we award points for being on the call. And the month is already ending, so so rewards are going to be distributed within the weekend or the early next week. So just to clear, so every one of us understand. Thank you so much for joining the call. It's really a pleasure having our speaker and having to explain a whole lot of things to us. And we hope that every one of us can actually just get on the website to actually solve puzzles or try to create some simple puzzles so you can have understanding. And also just to ask our speaker if there is a video on how to actually create puzzles on the site, it will be good to actually share. And if it's on your YouTube channel, if we can have the link, so like those whom are interested can actually watch and try to see how they can create like simple puzzles on your protocol.
Yeah, sure. I will share the YouTube link. It's actually available on YouTube and also our Medium post as well.
Okay.
Later I will share to you guys.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Sorry,
So
you
it's
said something about sending a link to your group.
I will share
no,
it here on Aurora Africa.
if you're asking concerning the rewards, you are going to DM on Twitter. You are going to send your link. I think Kim, if I'm right, it's on Twitter. They are going to send the link, right?
Yes, exactly. Yes.
So when you make your tweet, you copy the link to your tweet. Please use the right hashtags and send to Atocha Protocol's official Twitter account via DM, and the 5 lucky winners will be selected.
No, it said something about sending the link to their own Telegram group. I'm just trying to remind him.
Not the Telegram group.
Not Telegram.
The Twitter account.
Okay,
The official Twitter account. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, guys. Please do join the Telegram group to follow updates on the development. It's very, very important that you join the Telegram group. Please do that. It's a plus for everything. So
Yeah.
thank you so much for being on the call. Thank you to our guests. It's a privilege having you. So at this point, we come to the end of our AMA, and we hope to see you guys by 8 p.m. for our quiz. And do note that some of the quiz questions are going to be coming from this AMA. And we are sorry that our article about Atocha Protocol is not yet out, but we could have it before the quiz time, so you can actually go over the article and have some ideas about the quiz and get more knowledge about Atocha Protocol. So thank you guys so much. So we'll be jumping off the call right now to have you guys prepare for your quiz. Thank you so much.
Right. Thank you, guys. And have a good day.
Yeah.
Right.